A non-profit government watchdog group called OpenTheBooks.com has found that state lawmakers here in Tennessee are considering rejecting around $1.9 billion in federal education funding next year. That amounts to around $260 million for Metro Nashville Public Schools. We're joined right now by Rachel O'Brien from OpenTheBooks.com to break down the findings. And Rachel, good morning. Exactly why would the state turn down this money?
Good morning. So Tennessee House Speaker Cameron Sexton, he suggested that the state reject federal funding so that it wouldn't be beholden to the U.S. Department of Education's laws and regulations. He says he supports no longer having federal government interference. So a panel is now meeting, and they're actually considering doing what no state has ever done before, which is rejecting federal education funds. And so his plan would replace those federal dollars with state tax dollars. It would come from the state budget.
So how would this affect metro schools in particular? And I would imagine a few other school systems across the state would be interested. But for us right here in Nashville, how would metro public schools be affected?
Yeah, so every school district in the state would not get federal funding. As you mentioned earlier, Metro Nashville Public Schools, they got $260 million or would be getting $260 million from this budget, this $1.9 billion that's coming statewide. But since 2020, the school district got $425 million from the federal government just for COVID aid. And that money was spent on all sorts of things, $52 million for academics and social emotional learning, $51 million for COVID operations, like improving indoor air quality to hire more nurses, hotspot data plans for virtual learning, nutrition services, all sorts of stuff. And so these funds, they would be coming from the state budget. They break down to be $5,445 per student. So is the state really going to replace those funds if they reject federal funds? We'll see.
And not only that, would they do it the following year? And what about the year after that? And things of that nature. A lot of questions still to be asked here. You can read the very latest on this over at OpenTheBooks.com. Rachel O'Brien, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.